Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my friends. This is Lawrence Guidry, the old airman, still in the heart of the Ozark Mountains in southwest Missouri. Good afternoon. Today, ladies and gentlemen, instead of rain, we have sunshine, and it's at 69 to 70 degrees. Much better than the 40-something degrees we had. It seemed like real cold at the light of the fireplace. Now, we're back as we should be. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cover positive and negative attitudes. And we're going to see how that goes along. Positive and negative attitudes, what is the difference between the two? And why is it so important to have the right attitude? Now, that's the right attitude, that's very important. If negative factors stay around enough, they will reflect it in your disposition. Let's say that you're walking through the forest and suddenly a tiger steps onto the path ahead of you. What would you do? Oh, I don't know. When this happens, your brain registers a negative emotion, in this case, fear. Researchers have long known the negative emotion program your brain to do specific action. When the tiger is crossing your path, for example, you run. The rest of the world does not matter. You'll focus entirely on that tiger. I would too. The fear is created just by the sight of that tiger. And how you can get away from it. That's the only thing going through your mind. In other words, negative emotions narrow your mind and focus your thoughts. At the same moment, you might have the option to climb a tree, pick up a leaf, or grab a stick. But your brain ignores all those options because they seem irrelevant when a tiger is standing right there in front of you. Of course, it had my full attention. This is a useful instinct if you are trying to save life and limb. But in our modern society, we do not have to worry about stumbling across tigers in the wilderness. Well, I should hope not. The problem is that your brain is still programmed to respond to negative emotions in the same way by shutting off outside world and limiting the option you see around you. For example, when you're in a fight with someone, your anger and emotions might consume you to the point where you do not think about anything else. Or when you are stressed about something you have to get done today, you may find it hard to actually start anything because you are paralyzed. But how long your to-do list has become. If you feel bad about not exercising or not eating healthy, all you think about is how little willpower you have. How you are crazy, or lazy should I say. Not a bit crazy, maybe me in my case. And how you do not have any motivation. That'd be a problem, wouldn't it? The positive is still there, okay? But it has been overshadowed by the negative attitude. It is a challenge to push the negative factors to the outer perimeter of your thinking. Those who learn this trick will reflect in and others will notice you. The positive attitude also helps to cope more easily with the daily affairs of life. It brings optimism into your life and makes it easier to avoid worry. And negative thinking, if you adopt it as a way of life, it will bring constructive changes into your life and makes them happier. Negative thinking does. Oh yeah. Brighter and more successful with a positive attitude, you see the bright side of life. Become optimistic and expect the best to happen. Now that's a little better, right? I'd rather be positive than negative. Now let's compare this to what positive emotions do to your brain. A positive attitude can make the difference between the amazing life and a nonsense one. People should try a positive attitude. Successful people or see any circumstances with a positive attitude. What positive thoughts do to your brain? Well, it probably makes you feel better, doesn't it? I mean, it lifts you, motivates you. Okay, Fredrickson tested the impact of positive emotions on the brain by setting up a little experiment. During this experiment, she divided her research subjects into 5 groups and showed each group different film clips. The first 2 groups were shown clips that created positive emotions. Group 1 saw images of created positive emotion, as I said, of joy. Group 2 saw images that created feelings of contentment. Group 3 was the control group. They saw images that were neutral and produced no significant emotion. The last 2 groups were shown clips that created negative emotions. Group 4 saw images that created feelings of fear. Group 5, images that created feelings of fear. Group 5, as I said, saw images that created feeling of anger. So 4, fear, 5, feelings of anger. Afterwards, each participant was asked to imagine themselves in a situation where similar feelings would arise and write down what they would do. Each participant was handed a piece of paper with 20 blank lines that started with the phrase, "I would like to." Participants who saw images of fear and anger wrote down the fewest response. Meanwhile, the participants who saw images of joy and contentment wrote down significantly higher numbers of actions that they would take, even when compared to the negative group. Wow. So it really does work, doesn't it? In other words, when you're experiencing positive emotions like joy, contentment, and love, you will see more possibilities in your life. In other words, you won't be focused so narrowly. You'll be further out the perimeter, and you'll see more options. All right. These findings were among the first that proved that positive emotions broaden your sense of possibility and open up your mind to more options. Cognitive mechanisms. Cognitive mechanisms are called attitude. Meanwhile, attitudes is an enduring evaluation, positive or negative, of people, objects, and ideas. Excuse me. Attitudes have 3 components: cognition, affection, and behavior of people. Cognitive-based attitude is primarily based on beliefs and properties of cognitive bias. An attitude is the option or belief segment of something, of someone or something, should I say. As job satisfaction, job enjoyment, and organizational commitment largely stem from the individual's employee's attitude. Job satisfaction refers to the general attitude of employees' attitude towards their jobs. Let me say that again, folks. Job satisfaction refers to the general attitude of employees' attitude towards their jobs. Job involvement, health, and psychological identification of people with their job, while organizational, to which an employee identifies with a particular organization and its goals and wishes to maintain membership in the organization. Contents of the message. Therefore, the contents of the message are especially important. On the contrary, when facts are not compelling, people are swayed only by peripheral cues such as mood, emotions, attractiveness of the speaker. If I look good, there you go. Listen to me. Go gussy it up, huh? Attitude changes take place when people take the central route to persuasion or to persuade, such as fear, greatness of harm, and it gives better results inducing attitude changes. Managers should use the central route to persuasion, duly included the arousals of fear and combining it with a persuasive and appealing message. Wow, folks, that's a lot to. It makes sense, though. Now, in my conclusion, what should I say? In other words, negative attitude or emotions narrow your mind and focus your thoughts. At the same time, or at the same moment, you might have the option to climb a tree, pick a leaf, grab a stick, but your brain ignores all those options because they seem irrelevant when a tiger is standing in front of you. Correct? Oh, that tiger would have my attention, let me tell you. This is the useful instinct if you are trying to save life and limb. But in our modern society, we do not have to worry about a tiger stumbling across a tiger in the wilderness, do we? Well, I should hope not. But maybe in South Louisiana, a big gator about 20 feet long. All right, but not a tiger. I should hope not. Okay. The problem is that your brain is still programmed to respond to negative emotions in the same way by shutting off the outside world and eliminating the option you see around you. Afterwards, each participant, Dr. Fredericks again, each participant was asked to imagine themselves in a situation where similar feelings would arise and to write down what they would do. Each participant was handed a piece of paper, as I said, with 20 lines that started with the phrase, I would like to, and then they filled it in. Participants who saw, again, images of anger and fear wrote down the fewest responses. Negative attitude. They only saw a few options. Meanwhile, the participants who saw images of joy and commitment wrote down a significantly high number of actions they would take, even when compared to the neutral group. They saw more options, more peripheral vision, and they wouldn't focus on that one item. They had more options. In other words, when you are experiencing positive emotions with joy, contentment, and love, you will see more possibilities in your life. These findings were among the first that proved that positive emotions broaden your sense of possibilities and open your mind in more options. That's really fascinating, readers, friends. If you have any questions or comments of how I may improve the websites that you can go to, or my sites here, please comment on my email isfrenchcajun@gmail.com. That's all lowercase. Is ISFRENCHCAJUN And if you would like more information, please go to my websites. First one is https://journey through wealthy affiliate land or .com. After that, again, http://journey JOURNEY through THROUGH wealthy WEALTHY affiliate AFFILIATE land LAND.com. Next one is https://survivalprepperselfreliance.com. That's all lowercase. S is in Sam, URVIVAL, P is in Paul, REPPERSELFRELI as in Irene, ANCE.com. And the third one is https:// that all three of them as https:// all lowercase physically fit and healthy.com. That's P as in Paul, HYSICALLY fit FIT healthy, HEALTHY.com. Thank you for reading an article or for listening and viewing a video by the old airman, Lawrence Guidry. My friends, have a good afternoon, a better evening, and a better tomorrow. May God bless. And oh, don't forget to push the subscribe button and tell your friends. Thank you very much. Bye now.